Okay, good morning. Hello everybody. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, today here in this video, we will talk about the algebraic properties of reals. This is the part of real analysis class. Okay, so first, before we start our class today, okay, please click on link below or scan the barcode for your present today in real analysis class. Okay, so please all of you click on the link below and scan the barcode. Okay, I will wait you for a minute. Okay, have you? Okay, are you ready for this class? How have you been? Okay, today we will discuss the algebraic properties of reals. So please read these basic competencies first. What will you get next after all of you join this class? Okay, so you can see in your screen the basic competencies is first, all of you can explain field axiom of real. This is field axiom is algebraic properties of real. Okay, and then the second, all of you can prove the other theorem using field axiom or using algebraic properties of reals. Okay, this is the part of our agreement for our class. Today we will discuss about field axiom, about real. We will discuss and some of you present some material. Okay, and we will using the reference on Bartel book on page 22 until 30. Okay, first, algebraic properties of reals is sometimes often called field properties or sometimes called field axiom in algebra. So if you find field axiom or maybe field properties, it is same with algebraic properties or Indonesian sifat lapangan atau aksioma lapangan. Okay, in these properties, it based on the two operation that is addition and multiplication. Okay, maybe some of you ask me, how about the subtraction and division? Okay, we know that subtraction means or equals addition with negative numbers, and you know the division is equal multiplication by its reciprocal number. Okay, so we can summary into the subtraction and division. We group into addition and multiplication. Okay, please all of you, if I remember all of you that if you want to ask me or maybe you want to interrupt me or you want to discuss something, please raise your hand first. Okay, raise your hand first in your Zoom class. Okay, now you can open your book on page 23. You can see like this one. The algebraic properties of R, often called field axiom 2.1.1. Okay, this one 2.1.1. And on the set R of real numbers, there are two binary operation. Here, binary operation, it means you map A, B into set from set A point B to set B, A point B. But here, we will discuss the two binary operation by using denoted by plus and dot and called addition and multiplication. Okay, so these operations satisfied by the following properties. This is the field axiom that all of you have used it in calculus, in calculus and in algebraic, of course. But all of you just use it without prove it. Now in this class we will prove this theorem about field axiom. Okay, we will, as I said before, in real analysis is totally different with calculus. Is okay. This is the basic analysis. Real analysis is the one basis of math. So you can read the proof, you can explain, and you can prove the theorem. Okay, let's see the addition 1 axiom. This is A from addition 1. We can see that A plus B equals B plus A. It means it's called commutative property of addition for all A, B in reals. Okay, I think all of you is familiar with this property. Okay, commutative property. If we sum any two numbers, A plus B equals B plus A. Okay, then the properties of addition 2 is associative property of addition. Okay, the sum of A plus B plus C equal A plus the sum of B plus C. So associative is mean group like this. If we sum A plus B first, and then after we get the result, then we plus or we add by C, the result or the value is equal if we sum B plus C first, and then that result or its result plus A. So we will get the same result in the left side and the right side for all A, B, C in R. And if one of you have a question for this two field axiom about addition, commutative and associative property, any one of you? Do you get it? Okay, I think to all of you to understand this axiom is so easy, yeah. Okay, next. Here, this axiom or this definition is the foundation to prove the other theorem. So you must understand this axiom or definition first, because if you don't understand the definition or axiom, I think you have difficulties to prove the other theorem, because you don't understand or don't have to understand about the definition. This is the key to prove the other theorem. Okay, and then the axiom of A3 addition 3, this is there exists an element 0 in real such that 0 plus A equals A. So there is an element A0 such that 0 plus A equals A. 0 plus any number equals that number, and any number plus 0 equals its number. Okay, A plus 0 equals A for all A in reals. This is the existence of 0 element for addition. Okay, yeah. So any number plus 0 equals its number. This is the key. This is the easiest statement for existence of 0 element. Okay. Then, okay. For the axiom of A4 addition 4, for each A in reals there exists an element negative A. So for each A there negative A in reals such that A plus the negative A equals 0. Or because in the A first axiom, addition first axiom about commutative property. So if A plus negative A equals 0, we can say that negative A plus A equals 0. But this is not the point. The point is existence of negative element such that if we sum this number and negative element of its number equals 0. Okay? For this 4 addition axiom, do you have difficulties? Any one of you? Okay, maybe I give you a minute to if you have a question. Okay, now next. This is the axiom. Okay. This is the next axiom. You can also read on your textbook. Okay. M1. In the first, we talk about if binary operation of these algebraic properties is using binary operation. It means addition and multiplication. Now, M from multiplication. Multiplication 1. This is same with the addition. We will use commutative property of multiplication. A times B equals B times A. It means that we multiply any number A times B, we will get some result if we multiply B times A. Okay, so all of you know the commutative property of multiplication. This is almost same with the addition. Okay, and then the second, M2, multiplication 2. This is almost same with addition, associative property of addition, but for this one, for multiplication. Okay, if I say this is, if we multiply A times B first, and then we get the result, and then the result times C, we will get the same result if we multiply A times the result of B times C for all A, B, C in reals. Okay, I think this is almost same with the addition. Okay, any question for this M1 and M2, multiplication 1 and multiplication 2? Okay, now if you don't have the question, we go to the next slide. Okay, this is the multiplication 3 axiom. If we read, there exists an element 1 in real, so there exists an element 1 in real such that 1 times A equals A and A times A equals A for all A in reals. This is we call existence of unit element. So we can say if we have 1 in a real, so 1 times any number equals its number. If in addition before, 0 plus any number equals its number. So in multiplication, the element is 1. So we say existence of a unit element. Okay, and then the fourth, multiplication 4. This is for each A is an equal 0 in reals, there exists an element 1 over A in real such that A times its reciprocal number, 1 over A, I say its reciprocal number, we will get the result or equals 1. Okay, so this axiom, if we multiply any number times its reciprocal number equals 1, or by using commutative property of multiplication, we get 1 over A times A equals 1. It's mean of existence of reciprocal. So there exists an element 1 over A or the reciprocal of any number such that A times its reciprocal number get 1. Okay, we have 4 addition axiom and we have 4 multiplication axiom. So the last one is the group of multiplication and addition. Here, D here is from distributive property. Okay, A for addition, M for multiplication, and D for distributive. Okay, this in distributive property, it is include 2 operation, multiplication over addition. So we said that if we multiply A times the sum of B plus C, this is equal with A times B plus A times C. It's okay. This is called distributive property. A times B plus A times C. Or like this one. If we get the result, the sum of any number B plus C, and then the result times A, we get B times A plus C times A. Okay? This is for all A, B, C in reals. I think all of you have familiar with this property. Commutative, associative, distributive property between multiplication and addition. All of you have used it in algebra. Okay, so this is our foundation to prove the next theorem. Okay. Nah, okay, let's see on your book on page 23. There are 2.1.2 theorem. There are 3 sub A, B, and C. We will prove one by one. We will discuss it. And the next, after we will discuss it, all of you prove by yourself. Okay, for sub A, if any number Z and A are element in reals with Z plus A equals A, then with Z plus A equals A, then Z equals 0. This is the premise. So we should split what is the hypothesis and what is the conclusion. Okay, what is the hypothesis of this premise before we will prove it? Okay, yes, the hypothesis if Z and A are element in reals with Z plus A equals A. This is the hypothesis. So hypothesis, we say it is right. So if the hypothesis right, for if then, so the conclusion also must be right. Right, then right. If right statement, then right statement. So this premise is right. Okay. So by using field axiom, before there are 9 field axiom, we use all of this. No, sorry. We use some of this axiom to prove this theorem. Okay, for your information, there are many techniques to prove the theorem. Maybe mathematical induction, maybe by using inverse, maybe by using contradiction, and by using definition. From definition, I mean that we can prove the theorem by using definition. Okay, so as I said before, that you must understand the definition. Okay, from Z equals, this is Z equals Z plus 0. Why? Because of the field axiom A3, we know that any number plus 0 equals its number. This is called the existence of 0 element. And then we can substitute 0 by A plus negative A. This is the inverse, the existence of inverse. So this is addition for axiom. Okay, you can see in the field axiom, this is the existence of inverse for any number. And then by using associative property of addition, or A2, here I write A2, we get, or if the second line have the same result with if I sum z plus a first, then plus negative a. This is associative property. Okay. This is the key. This is the key to our proof. This is the hypothesis. We assume that it's right. So z plus a here, that z plus a equals a. So I substitute z plus a equals a, and we get a plus negative a. This is by using the hypothesis that we assume it's right. So by using addition 4 or the existence of negative element, we get 0. It's okay. If we sum any number to its inverse or its negative element from this number, we get 0. So QED, quote era demonstration. Proof. Okay, any question for this proof technique? Here we use definition. We use definition to prove the theorem. Okay, please raise your hand if you have a question. Okay, I think all of you have understand this proof. Okay, then the next. This subtheorem B. Let's read first. If U and B equals 0, so U and B equals 0 are elements in reals with U times B equals B, then U equals 1. So we split what is the hypothesis and what is the conclusion. So the hypothesis that we assume it's right is U and B is an equal 0 are element in R with U times B equals B, and we will prove the conclusion U equals 1. Okay, so let's see. We start from U by using multiplication tree or the existence of unit element. If we multiply any number with 1 times 1, we will get that number. It's okay? Okay, so we can write U equals U times 1. Then this is equal. I substitute 1 by using the existence of reciprocal multiplication 4. 1 can be substituted by B times 1 over B. Okay, this is the multiplication 4. And by using associative property of multiplication, the second line has the same result with the third line. This is, we can get U times B and then times 1 over B. Okay, so U times B times 1 over B. This is the associative property. Okay, and by using the hypothesis that we assume it is right, we get U times B equals B. Okay, this one is from the hypothesis times 1 over B. Okay, so by using addition, the multiplication 4. Sorry, this is multiplication 4. I must edit it after this video. I'm sorry, this is M4, multiplication 4. I'm sorry, this is the existence of reciprocal property. So if we multiply any number with its reciprocal, we will get 1. So we can conclude that U equals 1. So proof for this subtheorem B. Okay, any question for this one? Okay, no. Okay, let's see the next theorem, the last for our classical discussion. Okay, let's see. This is subtheorem C. If A element of reals, then A times 0 will equal 0. What is the proof like this one? Okay, let's see. We will the techniques before, we assume that the hypothesis is right. The A element of R real, so we will prove A times 0 equals 0. Okay, here we use A times A plus 0. So we get I substitute A with A plus, I substitute A with A times 1. This is because of the existence of unit element. So A equals A times 1. Is that right? Okay. Then by using distributive multiplication over addition, we can change this form into this one. A times the sum of 1 plus 0. And by using addition tree, the existence of 0 element, if any number plus 0 equals its number. So 1 plus 0 equals 1. And by using the existence of one element, the existence of unit element, if we multiply any number with 1 times 1, we'll get A. So we have we get A plus A times 0 equals A. By using theorem 2.1.2a, we conclude that this one, A times 0 equals 0, because this one. Okay, if you don't understand, let's see. We have proved this one, so we can use it to prove the other theorem. Z plus A equals A, then Z equals 0. Okay, so because A times A plus 0 equals A, so we can conclude that A times 0 equals 0. Okay, any question? So you must be creative to start this proof. This is the key. Okay, any question? Okay, no. Okay, now the time's turn to you. This is your turn. Please read first on theorem 2.1 and 3, and then read the proof and present after you read it. In detail, just not read and say like the text, but you must explain it. And then the second, please do the exercise for section 2.1 on page 29 for number 1 and 2, and present after you finish it. Okay, so I give you 30 minutes to finish it, and then next we will join in Zoom meeting again. Okay, for this section, thank you. If any questions, if you have any question, please raise your hand before we end our section today, before you go to classroom. Okay, if all of you don't have the question, let's end our section. Thank you. Good morning and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.